So I'm currently in Florida right now, and we got Hurricane Milton on the way. It's been a tornado outbreak in my area, and a whole lot of rain. It's not been that bad. It's been mostly rain, really. I don't expect the impacts to be that severe. It will be on some portion of the coastline on the west coast. That's where you get storm surge. It's supposed to coincide as the tides are rising, as it's becoming high tide. So that's an extra couple feet of potential storm surge damage. But usually with hurricanes, most of the damage is the storm surge. It's usually on the immediate coast. Of course, you can get inland flooding, like in the case of Helene. You can get tornadoes, like we're having right now with this one. Of course, there's wind damage. Trees do come down. They do topple onto people's houses, power lines, etc. So there is, widespread damage. But like I said, most of the damage is on the windward quadrant. It depends on whatever the hurricane's facing. So if you orient yourself like facing the direction where the hurricane is going, it's on the right side near the center. So the right side of the eye wall is where most of the water gets pushed up as it's coming on shore. As soon as the storm comes on shore, it interacts with the land. If you look at it from a strata, anything below, say, 20 feet, you don't really get that much wind because, well, you're hitting buildings, trees, and everything else. So the wind is being, refracted around. Whereas if you go up higher, let's say if you're on top of an overpass, then yes, you will get stronger winds there because there's less blocking the wind. But there's a lot of speculation that that Hurricane Milton was going to cause a disruption in the election. I can tell you that that's not going to really be the case. Yes, there will be damage on the West Coast, but further inland in Florida, I don't think it'll be catastrophic. Anything like what we saw in western North Carolina with the flooding. The track is unusual, though, and the intensity is unusual for the type of track. So it's an unusual storm, but it's not going to affect the election here in Florida. Now, of course, I'm not saying that there aren't going to be shenanigans. I'm not saying that there is going to be ballot stuffing and honk honk and illegals voting and whatever else you have. But I don't believe that the hurricane is going to have an effect here in the state of Florida. It's we Floridians, we know how to deal with hurricanes. It's really not a big deal for anybody who's lived here for, I don't know, like 15, 20 years.